What's up, everybody? Back with another episode of Southern Sorcery. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Today we are looking at the Limit Break, the Final Fantasy VII. 7, if I can hold up the right amount of fingers here. Final Fantasy VII Precon. This is featuring Cloud X Soldier as the commander. This one looks fun. It's based around equipments, but we got the deck reveals today over at Magic's website, and so we thought we would just bring that out to you guys. If you enjoy this kind of content, please help us out. Give us a like and a subscribe. It helps us a ton. And yeah, here's all the new cards and reprints for the Limit Break Final Fantasy. So first we have Cloud X Soldier, which you all have probably seen. They revealed that a while ago, but for those of you who haven't seen it yet, has haste, and when he enters, attach up to one target equipment card you control to it. So get an equipment out first, then cast Cloud. You can equip it for free. Then whenever Cloud attacks, draw a card for each equipped attacking creature you control. Then if Cloud has power 7 or greater, you make 2 treasure tokens. So Cloud cares about other creatures being equipped so that we can draw cards and keep filling up our hands. And then he also wants to have power 7. That way we can make a couple of treasures, which is going to let us keep equipping and casting more stuff. So a commander that draws cards and makes mana seems pretty good. And then our backup commander is Tifa, martial artist, 1 red, green, white, a human monk, and she has melee. So whenever she attacks, it gets +1/+1 until the end of turn for each opponent that you attack this turn. So if you're swinging at 3 opponents, she's going to get +3/+3. And then whenever 1 or more creatures you control with power 7 or greater deal combat damage to a player, untap all creatures you control. If it's the first combat phase of your turn, there's an additional combat phase after this phase. Gross. So the first commander has all the value. The backup commander is going to be a win con, potentially. So yeah, this one seems well put together so far. Let's check out the new cards, and we'll start that off with Sid. Free Flyer Pilot. It's a human warrior pilot for 1 and a white, and equipment and vehicle spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Has jump during your turn. Sid has flying. That's the jump ability for this particular creature. And then 2, tap it, return target equipment or vehicle card from your graveyard to your hand. So now you can get those equipments back. That's really big, I feel like. That's great. Next we have Elena, Turk Recruit, 2 and a white. When she enters, return a target non-assassin historic card from your graveyard. And just so you know, historic cards are artifacts, legendaries, and sagas. There are new creatures that are saga creatures, so like that's pretty cool. Next up, we have High Digger, Shinra Executive. Excuse my pronunciation. Reading is not my strong suit, apparently. 3 and a white. Legendary creature. At the beginning of combat on your turn, a target creature you control gets +X/+O until the end of turn, where X is the number of soldiers you control. So High Digger cares about soldiers. And then at the beginning of your end step, make a number of 1/1 soldier creature tokens equal to the number of opponents who control more creatures than you. So it's just going to make sure that if you're playing against a token heavy deck or some creature heavy decks, that this will bump you up and help you out. It'll also give you more targets to equip, which will let Cloud help us draw more cards. Next we have Hella Trooper. This is 1 and a white for a human soldier, has flying. Whenever this creature attacks, another target attacking creature gains flying until the end of turn. And then equip abilities you activate that target this creature cost 2 less to activate. So Hella Trooper is going to be a really good target for us to equip with all of our equipments. Next we have Avalanche of Sector 7, a human rebel with menace. Avalanche of Sector 7's power is equal to the number of artifacts your opponents control. You can see down here at the bottom, it is an asterisk for its power and then toughness 3. Whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact they control, Avalanche of Sector 7 deals 1 damage to that player. Gross. Yeah, so all you artifact players, all you mana rock players, Avalanche of Sector 7 is coming to get you. Next we have Kate Sith, Fortune Teller, 3 and a red for a cat Moogle. Moogle is a super fun creature type here. And this creature has lucky slots as the ability. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you scry 1, then exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. When you exile a card this way, target creature you control gets +X/+O until the end of turn, where X is that card's mana value. So buffs the stuff around us and gives us some card advantage. Next we have one of the enchantment saga creatures that I was talking about. This is Kujata, a Saga Ox. It has trample and haste. I think most of the Saga creatures have haste, considering they go away. Having to go a whole turn without being able to use it for anything would be tough. But anyway, Chapter 1 says, Lightning. This creature deals 3 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. It also has a Chapter 2 that has Ice. Up to 3 target creatures can't block this turn. So clear the way for me to come in and deal some damage. And then the third chapter is Fire. So Lightning, Ice, Fire. Discard a card, then draw 2 cards. When you discard a card this way, this creature deals damage equal to that card's mana value to each opponent. So indirect damage. Good stuff. Next up, we have Vincent, Vengeful Atoner. This is an assassin with menace. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, put a 1/1 counter on Vincent. And he has Chaos. Whenever he deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent if Vincent's power is 7 or greater. So as it says on the box, on the Precon box, it cares about 7 power. So several of these creatures care about 7 power. Next we have Yuffie Materia Hunter, a human ninja that has ninjutsu. So ninjutsu is a really broken mechanic, but it's super fun. Return an unblocked attacker you control to your hand, and then put this card onto the battlefield from your hand, tapped and attacking. So if you declare a 1/1 and someone says, I don't want to block it, I'll just take the 1. You can pay the ninjutsu cost, swap places with the 1/1 that was attacking, and so put it in your hand, put her out on the battlefield, and then you're going to get, when she enters, gain control of target non-creature artifact for as long as you control Yuffie. Then you may attach an equipment you control to Yuffie. So it's going to come in, and the enter effect is going to let you equip her. You're going to gain control of a non-creature artifact, and then you're going to have a 3/3 swinging unblocked instead of that 1/1. So yeah, ninjutsu's pretty good. Next we have Bugenhagen, Wise Elder, 1 and a green for a human shaman that has reach, and then at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control a creature with power 7 or greater, you draw a card. So again, power 7 payoff, and then it's a mana dork as well. You tap it and add 1 mana of any color. That might see some play in some other decks too. I could see a dragon deck caring about this too. Next we have Professor Hojo, 1 and a green. A human scientist and clearly a mad scientist. Yeah, look at that. Look at that face. Ooh, God. The first activated ability you activate during your turn that targets a creature you control costs 2 less to activate. And then whenever one or more creatures you control become the target of an activated ability, you draw a card. If this ability triggers, so the card draw triggers only once each turn. But that'd be some consistent card draw here because we're constantly targeting our stuff. Next we have Aerith, Last Ancient. Let me move this up on the screen. There we go. Now you guys can see it a little better. 2 green-white for a human cleric druid, has lifelink and raise. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained life this turn, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If you gained 7 or more life this turn, return that card straight to the battlefield instead. So that's pretty good. We've also got Barrett, Avalanche Leader, a human rebel that has Avalanche. Whenever an equipment you control enters, make a 2/2 red rebel creature token. At the beginning of combat on your turn, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to target rebel you control. So it cares about rebels. Next we have Red. Let's see, that's 10, 11. Red the 13th. Proud Warrior. Beast Warrior, Vigilance, Trample. Other modified creatures you control have Vigilance and Trample. That's pretty good. It also has Cosmo Memory. When red enters, return target aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. Next we have Sephiroth, Fallen Hero. Sephiroth! 3 red, white. Human avatar soldier has Genova cells. Whenever Sephiroth attacks, you may put a cell counter on target creature. Until the end of turn, each modified creature you control has base power toughness 7 and 5. Wow. 7/5. That's pretty good. Sephiroth is a 7/5. Then has the Reunion. You can pay 3, sacrifice a modified creature, and return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tap, so you can get Sephiroth back. And then we move into our reprints. We've got Bastion Protector, Bronze Guardian, Pure Steel Paladin. Pure Steel Paladin goes in every equipment deck. We've got Hellkite Tyrant. That's really nice. That can be a win con too if you control 20 or more artifacts. Professional Facebreaker. We're going to make some treasures. That's really good. Army Automation, Zach Fair, a human soldier. This is from the main set, so that's not a new card for this Precon, but it is a new card. It is a Final Fantasy card. 1 white, Zach Fair enters with a 1/1 counter on it. You can pay 1 and sacrifice Zach Fair. Target creature you control gains indestructible until the end of turn. Put Zach Fair's counters on that creature and attach an equipment that was attached to Zach Fair on that creature. So it just moves stuff, which is fun because you can get him out nice and early for a single white. That's pretty good. We also have Barrett Wallace. This is also from the main set. 3 and a red. Has reach. Whenever Barrett Wallace attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of equipped creatures you control to a defending player. Again, you can tell that it's from the main set with this symbol here instead of this one here, which is like the little bird looking thing. So that is the set symbol for Precons, and the other is the set symbol for the main set. Some other new cards we have are Cloud's Limit Break, 1 and a white. It's an instant, and then you can choose to essentially, these are like the spree cards from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. So you pay the cost, and then for each other thing you want to, essentially a kicker, you can add those, but you can just cast it and get the 0 effect. Destroy target tapped creature is the first one. You can the second one is Blade Beam, pay 1, destroy any number of target tapped creatures with different controllers. And the last one is Omni Slash, 3 and a white to destroy all tapped creatures. So an instant speed mass removal is pretty good. We also have Ultimate Magic, Holy, 2 and a white. Permanents you control gain indestructible until the end of turn. If this spell was cast from exile, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you this turn. So you can foretell it, and if you cast it from, once you've foretold it, that is casting it from exile. So you can essentially foretell it and hang out and hold on to it until you need it, and then you can cast it later. Lifestream's Blessing is also new. It is 4 green for an instant. Draw X cards, where X is the greatest power among creatures you controlled as you cast this spell. If this spell was cast from exile, you gain twice X life. Again, it has a foretell ability, which puts it into exile, so you can cast it from exile. Got some more reprints: Clever Concealment, Chaos Warp, and Dispatch. We've got a new enchantment here. Soldier Military Program, 2 and a white. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you can choose one. If you control a commander, you can choose both instead, so that's fun. Make a 1/1 white soldier. Again, this kind of cares about soldiers. And then the second one is put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 soldiers you control. So you're just going to strengthen up your army, again, with caring about power 7. This is a good way to get there. Then we've got a reprint here with Furious Rise. And then under sorceries, we've got a new one. We've got Ultimate Magic Meteor, 5 and a red. Ultimate Magic Meteor deals 7 damage to each creature. If this spell was cast from exile, for each opponent, choose an artifact or land that player controls, destroy the chosen permanents. So hopefully we will have buffed our team past 7 so we can hang on to our stuff while getting rid of everyone else's stuff. And then we can choose some extra things and get rid of those as well. And those and that can also be foretold. That's fun. And then under artifacts, we're going to definitely have some new artifacts here. We've got Summoning Materia. This is 2 and a green for an artifact equipment. You can look at the top card of your library anytime, and as long as this equipment is attached to a creature, you may cast creature spells from the top of your library. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has Vigilance and tap to add green. So that's pretty cool. We've got Conformer Shuriken, 2 for an artifact. It's legendary. Equipped creature has, whenever this creature attacks, tap target creature defending player controls. If that creature has greater power than this creature, put a number of +1/+1 counters on this creature equal to the difference, and then equip 2. Anytime you swing, you can buff up your creature, so that's fun. Wrecking Ball Arm is 2 for a legendary equipment. Equipped creature has base power and toughness of 7/7 and cannot be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. And then has a legendary equip cost for 3 or a regular equip cost for 7. So that's pretty fun. That's equipped creature has toughness 7/7, power toughness 7/7. Seems pretty fun. And then we've got some really good reprints here. We've got Champion's Helm, Conqueror's Flail, Darksteel Plate, Sword of the Animist, Colossal Hammer, of course Lightning Greaves, Mask of Memory, Skull Clamp, Trailblazer's Boots. some good artifacts here. And then, of course, we have our lands. Nothing to write home about here, I don't think. Oh, here it is. Firelit Thicket. This one is one of the ones that has the really expensive land. So this is like $25 or $27 right now. Firelit Thicket, I'm assuming it just needed a reprint really, really badly because that's just a filtered land. It shouldn't really demand something like that, but it must have just been a while since it got a print because it's up there in price. All right, but that's going to do it. Those are all the new cards and the reprints we have there. We hope you guys enjoyed this video. We have the reveals for the rest of them. Go ahead and check those out, and we will still be doing our giveaway for each of these Precon decks as we get those videos up over the next few days as well, and then you can come back and enter to win those. We'll be giving one of each of these Precons away to a lucky winner in the comments on each of those videos. So drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.